And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 207 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys, and we are here to talk everything HBCU as we come down to the end of the season. Playoff bids are on the horizon, and people about to start getting fired.
Let me tell you where I've been for the last 2 months. We fired our coach. One of my teams fired their coach, and the other one need to fire their coach. So that's where we are.
Oh, my teams are fired. My coach fired. Oh, two. Got one fired, two on the way. Florida fired theirs. Hampton, you going home. Raheem, you going home. Quinn, Jalen saving you, brother. It ain't good.
So y'all know what it is with HBCU news around the culture. We got a few things we're going to talk about. So this year, we haven't really covered the CIAA and SIAC in depth. We have been watching. Shout out to Johnson C. Smith, who dethrones Virginia Union, the two-time CIAA champions, to earn the CIAA title. First one since 1969. And let me tell you, they dominated this game all the way through. And now they get the number 2 seed in the Division II regionals. And Virginia Union gets the number 3 seed, where Johnson C. Smith will play Frostburg and Virginia Union will play California, PA. How you feel about that, man? Shout out to congratulations, Johnson C. Smith.
Congratulations, Johnson C. Smith. Y'all been competing, and to finally get it done and get your first championship since 1969. This is special. The school gonna celebrate you. Y'all gonna have a 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary. Congratulations to y'all. And yeah, keep up the good work. See if y'all can beat Frostburg.
Yeah, man. Y'all need to go ahead and beat Frostburg. But I'm just really, really impressed with Johnson C. Smith. Their coach won Coach of the Year, rightfully so. So they've come a long way. And to dethrone Virginia Union is no easy feat. Moving on to the SIAC, Albany State. I don't know if that's an upset. I think Benedict. Albany State is ranked higher.
They're ranked
17 and 23.
10-1 versus 9-2. Well, I guess they were both 9-1 going into the game.
But shout out to Benedict, man. They
hell of a season.
And I think they had one tough season when they lost Chennis, and then they've rebounded very, very well. In Albany State, Southern University, I need you guys to go look at Coach Quinn. Quinn Gray, with a former head coach.
Whoa! What you talking about? You Hampton. We need a new coach too. Y'all can look at people who've already been.
Well, this is true. This is true because he did play at FAMU when FAMU was in the MEAC, if I'm not mistaken. Bro, yeah, I think he played at FAMU. Is either at FAMU or Grambling, but I think he played at FAMU while FAMU was in the MEAC. So he definitely has ties to Hampton, to playing in the MEAC and playing in the Hampton Roads area, because FAMU used to always come up there. But either way, he's not going to be there long at all. Shout out to Albany State, man. Benedict still gets an at-large bid. I think they play in like a play-in type game in the Division II playoffs. Albany State earns the number 1 seed in the region and a home field path to the championship game with this win. The number 17 Albany State Rams. Listen, if you guys want to see HBCUs that are ranked and that seem to get all the respect that they deserve, go look at Division II, dog.
Yeah,
we've been out there
and competing consistently. Because Benedict ain't no slouch. Nope. Speaking of competing consistently,
and Benedict,
yeah, 2 for 2. South Carolina State over North Carolina Central in a complete dogfight, 34-27. They got it done in the end. I think what was the long run from the running back to finish the game after the quarterback
pre-celebration. Daddy, quarterback tricked it off. Was about to.
Hey man, whatever you do, you owe that man lunch. You owe that man dinner. You owe that man all the peace in the world. And for y'all who didn't watch the game, quarterback was on a goal line. I think it was an RPO. took it himself, and it did look like he was going to get it done. And then out of nowhere, just was not able to get it done. Tackled on the goal line. He threw his finger up like he was finna score, and then did not.
Got ear hold. He looked that way. Yeah.
That is for sure going to be terrible on tape. That tape that they probably watched today, and he bailed him out. Yeah. He saved him. That would have been,
man.
That'd have been tragic.
South Carolina state defense forced 3 turnovers and held North Carolina Central to 27 points. Man, that was it was a really good, it was back and forth. Really, really good game.
Hey, cut y'all TVs on, man. Sometimes y'all watch these games, you will get, this was a dog fight. I don't care what type of football you like, wherever you like football. If you like football, this is a hell of a game.
High level football too. So now South Carolina State has clinched a space into the MEAC Championship game, which they don't really have one, but normally it plays out. They schedule the big 3 or 4 teams that can compete to play at the end of the season every year. And this year, it's going to be Delaware State. Delaware State and Deshaun Jackson in his first year. The story of the year, really, in HBCU football is the Delaware State Hornets, who beat Howard, the dog park, as Norwood calls them.
And not that type of dog either. They none of that. Not today. It's just where you take your dog. Deshaun Jackson, congratulations, man. Yeah, but it ain't happening. But congratulations on a big win. Congratulations on a big win. Congratulations on more wins. I feel like Del State probably ready to re-up him right now. He's come in with a vengeance.
Well, the being able hiring the transfer portal and the NIL and giving, allowing you to now hire bigger names is such a tool now. And Delaware State, along with Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson,
you gotta stop.
I don't want y'all to think. Yeah, I do. You got to stop. I don't want y'all to think that Deshaun was hired just because of the name. His father was a great coach. He grew up in the coaching profession, watching his father.
I actually watched a video where his father was so involved that when they drafted him, Andy Reid said, "Your dad kind of got to back off." That's a different conversation for a different day. That's a little strange to me.
Well, that just means that he knows what he's doing to me. And the fact that now you kind of got best of both worlds. You got the millennial, still in tune with the players, former professional, who's also good at coaching, grew up in the coaching ranks. And he's happy to be at Delaware State. He ain't never been to a black homecoming before.
Loves it. He still has a ton of both respect and recognition from guys in the NFL, from the kids coming up. Hey, I grew up watching that guy. So all of the above. This has been great, and it's been great to us because what did they do? They beat Howard. Speaking of other folks losing, Morgan, congratulations. You did your damn job finally, son. I think that Morgan State has overly been relatively disappointing for the season just because of every All-American I feel like they had. But when we needed them to do the needful, they did. Morgan over Norfolk State, 35-28. Mike Vick takes another L. It's been a rough season for him, but keep your head up, kid. But we also don't want to see the Spartans win. Such is life.
Mike just got to get some stability. He's got to figure out what he wants to do. Once he figures out how he wants this to look, I think he'll be fine. But yeah, Morgan State, thank you for beating NSU. It is what it is. Now, the SWAC is probably the most entertaining HBCU conference just because of the notoriety of it and the fact that they added probably the MEAC's, well, 2 of the MEAC's most historic schools, especially FAMU. Prairie View. Where are we going to start? So, yeah, Prairie View clinches the SWAC West by beating Arkansas Pine Bluff. Coach Jackson has them in the SWAC Championship game to play either Jackson State or Alabama State.
First season. Congratulations.
First season. Shout out.
And did it your way. Did it your way. You came right in. You had a lot to say. You had a lot of rules and have been successful. Kudos and respect to you. Right.
Set them boundaries. Now, I will say you are also playing in a weak West because Southern sucks. Grambling sucks. Texas Southern is the bottom part of mid. And
they're not gonna look back at the schedule and say that. They're gonna say in my first year at PV, I went to the SWAC Championship. Yeah. Dress it up and make it real. We all lied our jobs, don't we? At least a little bit.
Yep. I went into this Southern University versus Texas Southern game with zero expectations. I expected us to lose. I have never been disappointed in losing. Like we were up Southern was up 21-3. 21 to nothing. Maybe it's 14-0 on Texas Southern. And then they just came out and I didn't even think Texas Southern could score 35 points, to be honest. And they came out and put 35 on Southern. I was like, bruh.
It's been a rough year for Southern across the board. I can't say anything.
I think they're over in the SWAC. I don't think they've won in the SWAC this year, which I don't know if that has ever happened. So that means heads will roll. Y'all better go get Quinn. Y'all because whoo. What else we got? Alabama State. We knew they were gonna massacre Mississippi Valley.
And did 41-3. Took y'all outside to the woodshed. My God.
And left you there. Put you up for adoption. Jackson State beat Bethune.
Whooped and cooked.
Jackson State beat Bethune-Cookman in a game that was closer than most thought. 28-13. Bethune-Cookman got something over there.
They're headed in the right direction. I hope that they're given the opportunity to figure it out and given the money to figure it out. But they could do it. They could be something. Yeah. I don't know exactly what they could be, but they could be something.
Yeah, and they were already depleted because of the whole altercation with Grambling the week before. And I assumed that both of these teams were going to lose because losing 20-plus players on a HBCU roster is difficult to overcome. And Grambling lost to Alcorn State 27-16. Dang, it's tough for the state of Louisiana in football right now. But that's the SWAC scores. I can't wait to see. I think Jackson State next week or the week after next should be able to clinch the SWAC East with a win. If they lose and Alabama State wins out, Alabama State will be there to play Prairie View. That should be an interesting game because Prairie View is defense oriented, although they did score 56 points. Jackson State and Alabama State put on the they play Arkansas Pine Bluff. You got to take Southern's game out of the equation. That's like playing D2 right now. And then Jackson State and Alabama State are offensive heavy schools. So that should be fun. It's going to be fun the rest of the season. You got the MEAC Championship next week. You got the SWAC Championship first week of December. It's about to be Thanksgiving, so you're going to have all the rivalry games, Bayou Classic, Florida Classic, all of those. Fun time in football. It's
a fun time for some people. It's a done time for some people. Let me tell you that. It ain't fun for everybody. Some of us season is over. O-V-E-R. Over.
Abbreviated. Just like the season was. It was over like week 3.
Man. My season's been over so long. Been so long. We've been gone. Boy,
but ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of HBCU, I believe.
Yes,
did I miss anything?
That is everything. We never miss anything.
We're gonna take a brief break. Hey, we're making good time. We're gonna now get into where we normally are going to spiral a little bit. College football. We'll be
surprise. I ain't got too much spiraling to do though. Let me tell you, it's safe over here.
No, but I am gonna talk about the bitch with a badge though. So y'all stay tuned. We will be right back.
Bitches and badges and batches and bitches. Jesus. Oh my God. We'll be back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. That boy is muted. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the college football segment of episode 207 of the Splashcast, Monday Night Raw. Norwood, what were you saying?
I said we back. We back. It was Hayden. I was being responsible. I didn't want y'all to hear me yelling at the top of my lungs the whole time. So yeah, I muted myself. But we are back. We are black, and we are happy. How about that?
Yes, sir. We here with our college football segment of episode 207 of Splashcast. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Let us know in the chat where you're from. Hit us with a subscribe as well.
And tell somebody about this wonderful podcast that these two black men have bestowed upon you. Where we support
Road to 1,000 followers. To 1,000 followers, y'all. Let's get started, man. Top 25, top stories in the top 25. We normally go by conference, but this was a crazy week in football. You want to start? Let's start with Texas A&M for people that are still invested, I guess.
Yeah, divested.
Texas A&M
vested.
Texas A&M beats South Carolina. They survived South Carolina with the second half deficit, the largest second half comeback in the school's history. They were down 30-3 at halftime, and it looked like the score indicated. Texas A&M looked absolutely awful. They threw interception after interception, fumble after fumble, and then they go into halftime. And shout out to you, Shane Beamer. You look like a fool talking about we weren't celebrating, and they pulled out the receipts of you walking into talking about celebrating.
Don't look too good nor talk too wise. Let me tell you, because you look like a fool.
28.
I will say,
second half, 439 yards from Marcel Reed, 3 touchdowns. Crazy.
Being from Augusta and South Carolina only being 45 minutes away, this is a very gamecocky thing to do. I can't say that I'm surprised. It's always kind of been their thing, minus the women's basketball team, of just not really getting it done. And to go up 30-3, and it kept escalating at such a fast rate that I'm just watching it and I'm like, oh, they scored again. They scored again. And you're in your head doing the math and looking at the time thinking, all right, well, they started up like 10-0. People started like, whoa, what's South Carolina doing? And then went up again. And then next thing you know, it's literally 30-3 at its half. And you're like, okay, well, they have 27 points. It's no way that they can come back.
They were beating them so bad that we had to end the pot. We were doing Saturday Morning Live.
Right.
And I said, hey, South Carolina is up 20-3. They had that forced fumble, sack fumble, return for a touchdown, and then they hit Nick Harbor, who showed y'all that I run track, and track speed is different. And he at 6'5", 245 pounds, pulled away from everyone on an 80-yard touchdown. Lenora Sellers was wheeling and dealing, and Texas A&M just looked out of sorts. And then they went in. They got Michael Jordan's special juice, pause if necessary, from Space Jam, and the secret stuff is what it's called. And they came out and scored 28 straight points and win 31-30. They held South Carolina to under
Atlanta. I mean, I got a
yep.
I got Atlanta Hall.
And held scars and held South Carolina to under 150 yards in the second half. Texas A&M with this biggest comeback in A&M history keeps them at 10-0, squarely in the college football top 4 conversation, and ready to almost guarantees them, not guarantees, all but guarantees them a SEC championship appearance. But the crazy thing is, and I'll let you jump in here. The crazy thing is that nobody's talking about the game. They talked about the game for all of one day. And then we was talking about a bitch with a badge.
Best case scenario, honestly. That's really what you want. It's nothing better than winning and nobody paying attention. No microscope, no questions. Hey, what's the expectation next week? Oh, we got a football game. That's it. Now, what Reggie's referring to is the bitch with the badge, and I don't want to give this guy any more light because he's a terrible human who harasses college students. But I can't remember which person scores on this.
Nick Harbor, 80-yard touchdown.
Right. And the police officer decides to bump them as they're coming back out of the tunnel. He's going out of the tunnel. They actually are doing their best to avoid them because, of course, no reasonable human, and surely no black man is going to bump into a police officer. The police officer, even when the kids get skinny, he puts his arms out and purposely bumps them. Subsequently, they say he was relieved of his duties for this, I guess, for this position, and they would do some type of investigation. I want them to sue. He assaulted 3 college students. I want a settlement.
There's so much, and I'm a promise you
or a fade. Settle him or give them each 5-minute fade.
I will promise you I will try my best not to go off for a long time. But he's a bitch with a badge, bro. There's plenty of reasons why he's a bitch with a badge. Nick Harbor is 6'5", 244 pounds. Number 27 is a running back who is 6'1", 230 pounds. The other receiver that chased Nick Harbor to see if he was okay is 6'2", 210 pounds. Somewhere in there, I think is what I read. You're a bitch with a badge because you wouldn't do any of that tough guy talk if there were no uniforms involved, right? Unless you had ill intent and you were there to try to shoot somebody, which makes you even a bigger bitch. You wouldn't have done any of that to those football players. They are all bigger than you, faster than you, stronger than you, everything.
Time out. I don't want to assume. Give him the fade. I don't know. You might be Billy Badass in a badge. Give him a fade. Or, yes, I want a settlement because we all watched, and I was truly like,
I put it in the group. I took a picture in the group. I said, hey, did y'all see that?
I'm slightly being facetious, but I'm also being honest here. That was traumatizing to watch. To think that in the year of 2025, in the middle of an SEC football game, with every 8K, 4K, HD camera, and 85,000 eyes, you think you can do this? That's a problem. A big
audacity.
Fucking problem. So, yes, pay those children. Pay those children's parents who had to watch their kids be accosted by a police officer while they're out being great students and representatives of their university. Yeah,
you were such a hoe that they ain't even looked at you like, bro, what are you doing? But the fact is that Nick Harbor pulled his hand, he tweaked his hamstring.
Or let them fight you.
Right. But the fact is that he tweaked his hamstring, and that's why they went to go help him. And that you decided, because you weren't there, there was no reason for you to walk up to the tarmac. There was no reason for you to be there to do that. And then you go do that, man. If he is an actual policeman, because, you know, Texas A&M, as shout out, I'm going to quote Bomani Jones here. He said, you know, they got a whole fake army down there, and they have like fake police too. So, and band members that be like 35. So, like, they have a whole lot of people that just love Texas A&M. So I don't know if he's a real policeman or not. But I can tell you for one thing that this ain't the first time he's done that. The audacity to do it in front of all these people means if he is a policeman, he's done that 1,000 times before. Imagine if they did not have these uniforms on.
You don't want to know what that is the cop that you know we talk about. Hey, you don't want to get caught on dark road, that dude.
Yeah. Because he's mad because he got beat up as you could tell he's just a hoe, man. He's just a hoe. He's a hoe. Now my last part is
let them children fight him.
Now my last part is I do appreciate all of the outrage from across the aisle. I think we saw LeBron and Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones called him a boy. Quoted him and called him a boy, which is
Lord,
as a Southern black man, is wildly ironic.
Please, Lord, please let Chipper Jones be an ally. I can't. I'll be hurt.
Yeah, I think, yeah. But my point is, I appreciate all of the outspokenness for this
I
cop
also
who
don't
stepped
think
over his.
I don't think that this is one of the things that you could not be on the side of these are still kids.
Well, okay. So
now, publicly, let me clarify that. Publicly, it's one of those things where if you're that bold, I love it because I appreciate when they identify themselves. But
well, that was my point. My point was I appreciate everybody stepping out for this because it's sports, cool. But I mean, this shit been happening at an egregious rate over the last 15 years, at an alarming rate over the last 60. So really 70 or 80, really since we've been here. So for y'all,
this is the specialty.
So I appreciate
it's not even like a spectator or a fan. That guy is literally supposed to be there to protect those kids, and you bullying the kids.
And so my point, so my point is, I appreciate y'all with all of this concern. I hope that this is genuine concern for them being black children versus them being football players. Because I understand that they're football players, but if you care for them as black children, then you can no longer be silent about anybody else that gets shot by the police either. Because now you make yourself look like you only care about them because they're athletes, which is even a worse thing to me. This has been happening for a long time. I appreciate those that stepped out. Like I said, I hope y'all are true allies and not just fans of football. Because if this is the truth, it's time to hold them accountable. This shit has been put on Front Street. This is the shit we've been talking about for a long time.
Because this is the thing. Just like when and when we talk about this later, where Jamar Chase spit on what's his name? Oh, yeah. Had they whooped that police ass, they would have been like, "Oh, football players jump cop." Yeah, no, he kind of earned it. Sometimes you earn an ass whooping, and I think he earned it. But I mean, this game was too great. There were too many good things to go on in this game for that to be what we,
Texas A&M and Texas at the end of the season is now one of the most interesting games in the country.
No, it ain't. Not with Arch Manning. I hate to say it, bro. I don't trust him. You trust him?
He's not on my team. I
don't trust him. And I'll be honest, not that great to watch either. It's not like, I got to sit down and watch that Arch Manning game. Nah. I'd like to see Marcel Reed. I like to see Concepcion. But do I want to see
KC? You coming to Atlanta. So that was a good game. Texas A&M still's in there. Now, the upset of the day, had to make sure because there was a lot of games. The upset of the day, Oklahoma goes into Alabama, into Tuscaloosa, and beats the king of the SEC. You got to say Alabama for the last 20 years has essentially been the king of the SEC. And
yeah, but I feel like they've been more. I mean, everybody's been a little bit more normal since NIL. I think they kept him.
Saban left.
I think those
NIL, they was about if Saban stayed.
I don't think
Ohio State wouldn't have none of them players. They'd all still be at Alabama.
Nah, they would still. We're not in a point anymore of you wouldn't get any of the players. You might not get all the players that you want.
Julian Saint transferred from Alabama. Caleb Downs transferred from Alabama. The starting center transferred from Alabama.
I agree with that point, but I'm also saying that just because of NIL, everything's a little bit more.
You got to reprove your brand too. So it was a perfect crossroads. But still, that don't change the fact that you was the number 4 team in the nation. And y'all talking big trash about this revenge tour because everybody gave up from you against Florida State after y'all lost to Florida State, and y'all are on a revenge tour and to show everybody who y'all were. Oklahoma has quietly, not even quietly, they have come into the SEC and beaten Bama 2 years in a row. 2 years. Beat them at home last year. Beat them this year, 23-21. John Mateer looks good now that his hand seems to be healthy.
when he's healthy, is he the best quarterback in this conference?
No, I don't know because I hate to say it. We'll get to it. Your man over there.
Who?
Pew 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 pew. Ah, the gunner. The gunner.
Oh hell no.
But we'll get there. But also before we move on, we can go to the UGA game. But before we move on, I said before we move on twice. Brent Venables.
You said we.
I said before we move on before we move on. You gotta turn your volume up. You turned it down before. Brent Venables. We said you need to come here to be that guy to stop these high-powered offenses. Let me tell you, they are now going to be in the top 10 after trick bagging it off against Texas. Of course, Mateer first game back. Other than that, man, they Oklahoma that defense looks really good. Really, and Ty Simpson, they had you flustered, bro. You would have thrown 3 picks if it wasn't for a stupid PI, because you threw a pick 6, you threw a pick, and you almost threw one in.
Simpson's just not that good. Y'all talking about Heisman. Man, hell no. Hell no.
Giving it to over him. Who would you? I mean, the dude from Indiana.
Gunner
Stockton now. Ain't really.
This is a very lukewarm Heisman group. It's nothing here that I'm in love with.
Nobody stands out. Nobody stands out except for old boy from Indiana. What is it?
Mendoza? Maybe nope, Fernando. Yes, it is Fernando Mendoza. That's his name.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Marcel. I don't know. I'm not necessarily in love with any of these guys. Whoever wins, let's look and see who they have. They have currently Fernando Mendoza, number 1, 2,641 yards, 35 touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Number 2, you have Julian Sayin, 2,675 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Marcel Reed.
You're going to give that to him over Jeremiah Smith.
Marcel Reed, 2,632 yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Gunner Stockton, 2,269 yards, 27 touchdowns, 8 rushing touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That is impressive. 27-3. That ain't. I don't got an answer for that. And then they have Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker for Texas Tech, 97 tackles, 1 sack, 7 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 6 pass deflections, 4 interceptions, 2 total touchdowns, 1 defense, 1 rushing. Did you had an offensive carry?
I was just about to say they just threw him in there because they needed somebody from the Big 12. No, I was wrong.
Right.
I was wrong. That boy kept going. That's his stat number 2.
Wait, there's more.
God, don't. But so now Alabama, this game against Auburn. Let me tell you, Auburn, you can save your season. You fired Hugh Freeze. You're trying to get people to stay. If y'all can beat Alabama and knock Alabama out of not only the SEC championship.
What's the name of the book that Obama wrote? The Audacity of
Audacity.
Must be dope. You crazy as hell. Why are you wasting?
You can't.
Reggie love to waste y'all time every week.
No, Auburn. I don't. You can't say that about the rivalry weekend. Anything happens, you throw records out. Auburn has been terrible in one.
Hey, Kalen Dobert. Nick Saban will jump down because he's gonna be at that game. Because he gonna be there and he will whoop.
No, he won't. He's gonna be at Georgia Tech that game. Georgia Tech playing Atlanta. Both of them are ranked. Auburn is not. Nowhere near.
Maybe. I mean, that don't matter. Tuscaloosa ain't that far, especially for a private plane. Miss Terry will be there waiting on you. Don't worry about it. They'll get that figured out. You better win.
Alabama, what you can't do, I'm going to let you know right now. The next time y'all play Oklahoma, Kalen Dobert, if you still there, The next time y'all play Oklahoma, it probably won't be next year. It'll probably be the year after next or 2 years. Whatever. The next time y'all play, you can't lose to them. What Alabama will not allow you to do is go over against anybody. You go over against any team, they will fire you, no matter what you've done.
And they don't love you. The one thing they don't do is they don't love you, brother.
So, but shout out to Bama. I mean, Oklahoma beating Bama. And then, of course, we get to the absolute thorough drubbing of Georgia beating Texas 35-10. And I say drubbing, but it really was like a light switch because this game, Georgia looked dominant in the first half. They were up 14-3. And then Texas comes out and scores in the third quarter to make it 14-10. And Arch Manning and that offense started going. Texas choked this game away. Georgia is a better team, but Texas choked this game away. They had like 4 drops. And Ryan Wingo, that receiver, boy, if he could ever catch the ball, he'd be like a top 10 talent. He just can't catch the ball. They can't catch.
If you're a wide receiver and you can't catch the ball, I could understand. I'm sure you can understand how that could be a problem.
Yeah, and Georgia was just out way more physical. And then they did that when Kirby did that. So first of all, Georgia scores, take it 21-10. But Texas is rolling. They about to score again, even though they only scored because Gunner Stockton threw that interception. But then Georgia does the surprise onside and gets it. And then they go down and score again in like 3 or 4 plays to make it 28-10. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the backbreaker. And the defense, for all of them not getting a lot of sacks, they sure was making life difficult on Arch. They was making life difficult on Arch, and they just started teeing off. They were destroying them Texas wide receivers.
I hate to say it. Having Arch is not a gift and a curse. You can't bench him. You can't really get rid of him, but he's just not that good.
Yeah, he had a really bad pass. And Steve Sarkisian, again, I said Alabama is to Georgia what Georgia is to everybody else. You just can't beat them in the SEC with Kirby. And for whatever reason, Georgia can't beat Alabama with anybody, whoever's there. But Georgia owns Texas right now. I think they're now 3-0 against them in the last 2 years.
Texas got some soul searching to do. And I saw Desmond Howard say potentially there could be a mutual dissolution at the end of the season.
Between Steve?
Yes, sir.
I told y'all. I said that at the beginning of the season. I said that before we had any kickoffs. I said, hey, Texas' job is going to have a lot of pressure because they are going to invest more into the NIL than any other team. And I don't know if that's true on the books, but y'all got to remember, Texas had their own network. They had ESPN, Longhorn Network. It was just them, right? So at that point, there's so much money invested. You can't go 3 years without winning a championship. Not at Texas. And so now you're potentially with Arch Manning that you just paid all the money for. Now you're potentially not going to the playoff. Let me tell you. And Steve Sarkisian already told y'all I'm trying to go to Tennessee for the Tennessee Titans. Already told y'all. So I'm letting you know. Y'all, and I'm telling y'all, and y'all said I was crazy. The reel is out there. Shout out to our TikTok. Make sure you follow, follow, and subscribe to us on all social medias.
And if you talk crazy on the TikTok, I'll show up.
I'm gonna get to the little man. I'm gonna get to the little man on his little lunch break. But
I will show up via TikTok. I ain't playing with y'all.
I told y'all that Lane Kiffin.
And I talk crazy on TikTok.
Lane Kiffin. I was like, don't be surprised if Steve Sarkisian leaves. Don't be surprised if Lane Kiffin ends up at Texas. I said that. I said it, and it's out there.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss.
It's Yeah. Negotiating against the
we'll
terrorists.
Get there. We'll get there. But Georgia beats Texas. So we can go on to the next game. They are pretty much a lock to get into the SEC to the playoff. Notre Dame beats Pitt. Julian Love put himself in the Heisman Trophy race with this performance. He looked
that boy hit circle on somebody and murdered him.
And then ran away from then pressed
right.
As
catch me if you can. Right.
He's a monster, man. He looks good. He reminds me of Bijan a little bit.
Notre Dame is going to walk themselves back into playoffs.
Right
into it doesn't matter what happens. The Catholic Church is going to protect them. They are. It's not even. I hate the luck of the Irish. It's not luck. You're imposing your will. That's what you're doing, and you're calling it luck, right? It blows my mind, the luck of the Irish, and you're doing everything.
You don't have to report nothing. You don't got to say how much money you pay, who you pay, when you pay, nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. You just got to be out there and have gold helmets.
You're on TV on NBC every week now. And it's
nobody's
like
conference but plays the ACC schedule.
And don't win Nathaniel. That's my only thing is win something sometimes. You know who wins for y'all? Your women's basketball team. That's who wins for you guys.
Quintuple double,
football team. Had. Right, she got her ass cut that next day though. Well, it was 10 times terrible. But I mean, you know how that goes. Negative regression. It's gonna bounce back. We're done with Notre Dame. We'll see y'all in the playoffs per every other year since the beginning of time. There we go. Georgia Tech. Georgia
Tech. Hey, you were right. I'm gonna let you have this one because you said this on Saturday, and I was like, "This game's gonna be over by the end of the first quarter," and
it was not.
Bill O'Brien said,
I said you got to watch them, and somehow, I mean, Georgia Tech also is notorious for kind of letting games out of control early and then spending the rest of the game fighting back to get it done. I don't think that's smart. I think that you're wasting a lot of your players' energy and health trying to fight back for the whole game instead of just beating somebody decisively and maybe getting some guys out on some reps. I mean, y'all also not the biggest, most physical team in the world either. It's just also very difficult to game plan against a team like you guys. And Haynes King, kid's good.
Why is he not in this? He's got to be in the Heisman Trophy.
Right.
He is. He's good.
He's got some Tebow charisma too, where it's like, okay, we might be struggling. Just get on my back and we'll get on. We'll get this win.
And one thing I can give Tebow, credit for, it is the intangibles. I don't think anybody on this earth has the intangibles of Tebow. Not one. Let me tell you, Tebow will have you ready to go dedicate your life to the Lord.
Told y'all,
shoot somebody at the same
time.
That
boy put that speech out, and and they bring you to tears. You like, we will not lose it as long as I'm here. Hey, now. Whoa.
And what you gonna say? And he be out there leading the charge, lifting weights at 2 a.m. in the morning. So you're right though. Haynes King is nice, but you have to take advantage of this moment if you're Georgia Tech. First off, second off, hey, y'all better pay that man, Brent Key and Buster Oney. Y'all better pay them because if you don't, that little raise you gave them with that little extension, that little 1 year,
can be poached. You can be poached.
That SEC gonna be.
Sometimes right there with the money. You got to understand that everybody in the room has more money than you, and they might be able to take your gal. This is you.
Go ahead.
Now,
if she asked you for some champagne, go ahead and get it.
The thing is, she did say she down for you. They said if you cut me open, I'll bleed blue. So I'm rocking with you, but you should compensate that man in a way where he understands that he's appreciated and respected. That's what you should do.
Yeah, boy. If you don't, he's out of there. The Florida Jet was there this week.
And let me tell you, uniquely, all flights from Delta, go to Atlanta. It could be anybody, any week going to see your coach.
Oh, you think they was in Atlanta? They rode their private flight to PDK. They hit the middle. I can go to Athens and I can go to Atlanta. It don't matter where I am. They was right there covering. This is what you call covering all the bases. They was like, we can go to South Carolina.
Funny story.
We can go to Atlanta. We can go to
everybody. They called everybody. Hey,
and it's orange and blue plane. I'm gonna let you know I'm here from the sky. You can see me from the sky. So, yeah, man, y'all better pay that, man. Go ahead, USC beats. I'm on vibes right now.
We heard it. Know what that is? Yes, USC continues to win. I think that there's an outside opportunity they could possibly get into the playoffs. I have to look and see, but they continue to. It's like once there's no expectation, they felt more comfortable, and they found a way to consistently, quietly win. I think there's peace in not having stress. They're 8-2 for the season
on your schedule. Not having stress on your schedule. Is that what you're talking about?
No. They got Oregon this week.
Yeah, this week. That's about to end their contention. Before that, they had Notre Dame,
Illinois, Michigan, Notre Dame, Iowa.
Nope.
Oregon.
Not by Big Ten fans who said, "Hey, you are your record. It doesn't matter who you play." Nah, Illinois is trash, according to the Big Ten logic. Wins and losses only. It doesn't matter who you play.
Well, the other part is, I mean, they're both 6-1. Like at this point, USC, Oregon, Michigan, all 6-1 in the conference. And USC, if USC beats Oregon, I don't know who. I think Ohio. See, this is what's terrible.
Indiana until
Ohio State.
Indiana's already there. And so is Indiana.
Ohio State is done, and Indiana, is done.
They've been done.
They only play one more game.
Yeah, it's Ohio State, Indiana. Now, USC if they win out would be interesting, but I don't think they're gonna be Oregon. I don't. I think Lincoln Riley is a dead man walking. I don't think he doesn't have the personality to be at USC, and he doesn't do nothing. Like you
can't fire him if he wins out though. Hell no.
I don't think he's gonna be Oregon. I don't see them beating Oregon.
Even if they lose, if they go 8-3, if you fire Lincoln Riley after going 8-3 and being fourth in the Big Ten, and I mean, let's be real here. You're not as good as Ohio State. There's not going to be a coach right now that you can get where you can be as good as Ohio State.
Yes, no, you're thinking logically. But there's no. You can say the same thing about Auburn. You ain't gonna get nobody. Who you gonna get at Auburn?
You can get somebody at Auburn. There are guys at Auburn.
You can get somebody at USC. You can get more than somebody at USC.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Auburn is looking to get back into being competitive. At this point, I mean, yeah, Auburn is trying to be competitive. USC is. You're not better. You're not ready to be better than Ohio State. You're not ready to be better than Oregon. And Indiana ain't played nobody.
Well, neither is Oregon, other than Indiana.
Right.
So, I mean, and I think
Oregon.
I think Oregon could be had. I think Oregon could be had by USC.
You didn't even get the opportunity. It's not like he lost to them. The only team they lost to was Illinois and Notre Dame, who were both highly ranked when they lost to them. Those aren't their bad losses. That's one bad loss now. It's one playoff team and one bad loss. Really, you'll end up losing to two playoff teams. You have one bad loss.
You're thinking with an SEC brain. You're taking strength of schedule. Remember, strength of schedule doesn't matter to Big Ten fans.
What I'm not going to do is bet in my good common sense for people who are fools.
My head hurt. I'm going to post that too. I'm going to post our Splashcast versus the World conversation when we talked about strength of schedule for the SEC, strength of schedule for the Big Ten. And the fact that everybody else came and said wins and losses only matter. And I quote, hey, North Texas is 8-1. Are they the same as Ohio State? And they said yes. except for the Ohio State fan. Now, and he bullshitted, but he knew where I was going, but he bullshitted. And they said yes, because wins and losses matter, not who you play. It's in the screenshot. I got the screenshot. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it because y'all crazy as hell.
Why?
But anyway, my bad.
Because we know and in every like that's the reason you have power rankings. It's the reason we have all these things. I am not getting rid of my good common sense because other people won't use it. Not doing it. And here we are in two teams we really don't care about. Arizona 30 30 over 24.
I just called
Cincinnati.
That's why it's there.
Your season is over. I think we can confidently say Cincy's a scam.
Well, I mean, I don't know about scam. They're not as good as the upper echelon of the Big 12.
Yes. Yeah. I think that, yeah.
I mean, they're like 7-1, 7-2. What we were looking at here is at large. The at large bid. Like that's where they were going to be. Well, no, they weren't. But they were going to be close to it.
No. Ain't better than
anyway,
BYU.
Hey, shout out to y'all. It is.
Ain't better than Utah. Ain't better than
we
none
ain't got to
of
go
it.
through it. You right, big dog. As soon as I thought about it, I said,
You know what?
Yeah.
It was not my best work. Speaking of not my
the Kiffin
best
Bowl.
work.
Good Florida fan.
This is a tricky game. Florida actually played their ass off. We stuck with them until the very end and just did not have enough. And to be completely honest, it's a little tough of a loss because we had a bunch of guys hurt. And then we had people who are opting out because they didn't want to spend any, they couldn't have any more plays and still be redshirt. Going into the, I think, what was it, 23 or 24 to 20. And then they scored 14 points in the fourth quarter and they won the game. Florida gave them hell for 3 quarters. It's the same thing. It's the same game. It's the same scenario all season. We can beat anybody. We can lose anybody. I think there's a lot of promise in this Florida team. I think that with the limited roster, I was very impressed with their, there's a couple opportunities where we could have won this game and just did not have enough to get it done. But I mean, we was up until the fourth. We lost it in the fourth quarter.
The Florida Gators remind me of the Atlanta Falcons. They need a coach. They had a terrible coach who built a fantastic, I'm not going to say the coach did, but Florida built a fantastic roster. James, is it Ball? I don't know if his name is James. Ball, number 13, is
a man.
I saw him run over 4 people to get 4 yards for a first down.
You remember Etienne? It's crazy. Like, we just have these guys, world beaters.
Yeah. And you have all of now you're going to have to replace a lot of the D-line because I think y'all got a lot of seniors on the D-line. Y'all got transfer players, seniors, but them wide receivers and that offense is intact. And that's why I said they kind of like the Falcons. If you could get somebody that can drive that car, which could be Lane. But I see the thing with Lane, I really do think that this would be a lateral. And I promise y'all, I think Lane's going to end up at Texas. If Sarkisian leaves, I think that's because the money's there. He's in the SEC West. He's going to end up at Texas.
I think that I can't say that Ole Miss to Florida is a lateral job. Florida has more resources than Ole Miss. So to me, I think that's an upgrade. And it's a higher notoriety job, but it's also a more pressurized job. That place has an expectation of a championship or being very competitive. And also, the basketball team just won a championship. I know people don't like to hear that or whatnot, but when you bring that championship culture to the school, people look at Todd Golden, and the Gators basketball team is still top 10. And we're one of those schools that they expect for the football team and the basketball team to be good. And if Todd Golden keeps looking good, they're going to look at you like, bro, why you ain't looking good? It's life.
Yeah, I ain't had a championship culture for
not the culture, not
you
the
just championship culture. Yes, you did.
Excuse me.
I quote.
Let me correct myself. Championship expectation. Maybe not the culture.
Y'all, with that expectation may be unwarranted.
Fair.
Y'all last championship was 2008.
Right? I
I
agree with that. But what do we have? We have fans. Fans are fanatical. We didn't have the reasonables. They don't have those. The expectation, myself included, is: are we playing for a championship? Or are we going home? Those are the two options with Florida. And I've told you that for as long as we've been podding. I know you don't like that, but that's what it is.
Way longer than we've been podding. Y'all been doing that for 17 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the answer: is either you playing for a championship or you going home. Now, do I also say
that is perpetual disappointment?
It is.
That's unreasonable. That's unreasonable, especially in Florida. Y'all had Spurrier. Again, y'all were spoiled by Spurrier. Because before Spurrier, y'all really wasn't. Oh, yeah, Urban. Before Spurrier, y'all really wasn't nothing.
Right.
And then after Urban, which Urban came right after Spurrier, right? Or no?
No, Zook.
No, because y'all had Zook and Charlie Strong and all of them folks. And then you got
Strong
Urban.
was an interim. He wasn't.
He was an interim who probably should have got the job. But
it was Zook, and I think it was one more person.
Y'all are like LSU. Like,
I think the LSU has an expectation to win a championship every year, too.
I think some of that is unreasonable. I think some of that's unreasonable.
But once you get a championship, once you get a championship or two, this is the second championship. The first championship, just happy to be here.
3.
They got Les Miles,
Saban, and Ogeron.
And it might be the third championship where you like, oh well, we are a championship team now because we've won, especially the first one. You like, that's the Auburn championship.
We just happy to be here. We finally got the monkey off our back.
We got in the club. You know how you are general admission.
I got my people with me.
You just got in the club. You don't have no money to drink. It ain't no section. Right. You just happy to be in there because you know who you could be. You could be South Carolina.
That's great. And now when you get the second one, you in the club, you got a section.
Yeah. No. Second championship, it gives you a bar stool. You at the bar now. So you drinking with
First name basis at the bar.
Right. Cool. Third championship. Oh, I got a section. And 4, 5,
you gotta get a section every time now, brother.
Yeah.
You can't show up
4, 5, 6. Go back to bar stool. Right. You got to be on the stage. Alabama is on the stage. Georgia is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, bro. We're not even going through the front door. Come on through the back. You think I'm going through the front door?
That is clipped. 1 hour.
You think I'm going through the front door? Like Auburn? Man, I know everybody in here.
All right, let's go to LSU. Because I'm trying to get this done in an hour.
Fair enough.
So we got 15
game.
minutes. So LSU versus Arkansas. I don't care about the game. Nussmeier was benched. The interim coach, and we need to find his name. If y'all have his name, put it in the chat. If y'all don't, by the time this comes out,
I'll get it right now.
I'm not gonna edit it, but hopefully we'll get his name because he's a black dude. He got his first win as the interim coach. And all of that doesn't matter because Brian Kelly and LSU are about to go to court because LSU is trying to fire him for cause by slandering his name.
Frank Wilson is the coach's name.
Frank Wilson. Shout out to Frank Wilson. Brian Kelly's about to go to court with, I guess, the state of Louisiana because they don't have an AD, nor do they have a coach. So I guess he's going to court with the court. Brian Kelly's going to court with the court of Louisiana against LSU because they're trying to fire him for cause, meaning that they don't want to give him the full buyout. And he's like, man, fuck y'all. I want the full buyout. and that's where we are in the state of LSU. Never mind that they beat Arkansas 23-22. And let me tell you, everybody in Baton Rouge feels like this is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Well, let me tell you, LSU, you not the biggest Brian Kelly fan. I'm also not a Brian Kelly hater, though. Being fired after losing to Ole Miss, a Vandy team on Superpowers, Texas A&M, and then Alabama.
Now that is the expectation. Like that's expectation. But also, you're Brian Kelly. You're expected to do that because you came from Notre Dame.
Cool story. And I'm okay-ish with the firing. But
they fired him because they don't like him. That's really why they fired him.
With that being said, the firing itself is done terribly. This has been awful since the beginning. Y'all mismanaged this. I don't think that I think that y'all need to pay him everything and court fees, lawyer fees, time, and I think that he probably will get it. Also, if you're the state of Louisiana, pay the money for him to go away. This is only making your school more and more embarrassed as the days go by.
No, MAGA. That's a MAGA state. Y'all, I want y'all utter chaos. Y'all taxpayers don't want to pay for anything else. Y'all pay for the football coach. Now y'all wondering where the tax money go. You ain't wanted to go to North Baton Rouge. You ain't wanted to come over there to Scotlandville. Nope.
You know what y'all should do? Get that money from Brett Favre.
Get that money from Southern Miss because they're gonna
pay that. Pay that money, Brett. I'll never forget. Hey, pay that money, Brett.
They lost to a HBCU this weekend. They definitely about to steal some more. Shout out to, but LSU did win. All right, so now Norwood's driving right now because I'm not even looking at the keys. This is what I call best of the rest. Miami beats North Carolina State 41-7. North Carolina State threw a pick six on their first pass of the game. I'm sorry, and that told me everything I needed to know what was about to happen. This is trick bag. Nobody cares. And I told y'all about Carson Beck. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, where are they ranked now?
Out. Actually, with all of these, we're really about to find out. By the time this comes out, the college football rankings will be out. But I believe Miami is going to be like 14. And now that you're benefiting from losing early, although Auburn losing to Oklahoma and Florida State may be better than Miami losing to SMU and Louisville. So I think Alabama probably falls down to, I said Auburn, I meant Alabama. Alabama probably falls down to like 13. Maybe 12.
Louisville and SMU, such trash losses.
Egregious. SMU is egregious. I think they have a losing record.
It's so funny. No, 7-3, third in the ACC, 5-1 in the conference, 7-3 overall. Yeah, one loss team like Georgia Tech, Virginia, and Pitt. Tough. This is a precarious place because I also believe that if they get to the playoffs, then the Carson Beck money is worth it.
Yes, because they haven't made it. That, I mean,
return on investment. Yeah, and I know
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's not how people probably envisioned it. I think they just thought, I mean, because this is the other part, even with the way that you did it, you should realistically, you should be undefeated right now. You should be looking at a bye. So on one hand, you underperformed, but on the other hand, hey, you got us
close out to being in the ACC.
Right. You know, you got to take what you can get.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of the ACC, you're right, man. I mean, Virginia, and listen, I didn't believe in myself when I said it, so this is kind of like a hollow I told you so. But y'all know I'm going to tell y'all I told you so. I said, hey, Virginia beat Florida State on Friday. They only have one loss right now. I said that, they only have one loss total. And they're now 6-1 in the ACC. I think they're like 9-2 overall.
Yeah, everybody's one loss. Georgia Tech 6-1, 9-1. Virginia 6-1, 9-2. Pitt 5-1, 7-3. SMU 5-1, 7-3. So, you're going to look at the overall schedule right now. You got Georgia Tech and Virginia as the top of the ACC.
Which is interesting because if they play in the ACC championship game with Georgia Tech and Virginia, I'm gonna hope that Georgia Tech loses to Georgia. So I think the ACC champion gets a automatic bye.
Yeah, correct.
I believe because it's the top 4. No, they might not actually. SEC, Big 10, Big 12. ACC, yeah. ACC. So they're gonna get a first round bye more than likely. Or if Georgia beats Georgia Tech and then Georgia Tech wins the ACC, Georgia will probably get that bye. Even though they don't win the conference championship, which would be more butthurt for the ACC. They would be big mad. But I told y'all Virginia was good enough to make things interesting. And they keep making things interesting. Remember, Duke was 4-1 in the ACC too when they played this game. And Duke got smoked. Smoked this game. So this is going to be interesting. I think we already talked about Louisville, but you can go to Louisville now. Louisville lost to Clemson in a win that I don't care about. I mean, shout out to Clemson, I guess. Whatever. Louisville, you dropped the ball. You had a moment to seize and you didn't do it.
Burn it down. Clemson. And now, you know what, Clemson? Extend Dabo. Extend him. He's the best coach I ever had. Y'all clearly happy with these results. I don't got nothing for you. This is paradise. Continue to party. We're going to move on now.
Paradise. Big 12. Texas Tech, BYU, and Utah roll. Oh no, we're going to Big 10. Okay. Oregon smokes Minnesota. I said that they sunk the boat. Minnesota likes to row the boat. Oregon, number 8, 9-1, with the only loss to the number 2 team being Indiana. You would think with them being 9-1 that they would be ranked higher, but it's the Big 10. They just don't play anybody else. That's why they're ranked so low as a one-loss team, because they just don't play anybody.
And as a fan, I actually enjoy watching more football games. The Big 10 doesn't actually give you that many games that you're like, you know what, I really want to watch this game. And then it becomes a waste.
I don't say a waste, but I mean, they just get to sleepwalk. They get to sleepwalk to November, essentially.
I mean, what I'm saying is for us, it's not something you want to watch. It's not like, oh, let me watch one of these Big 10 games. It's already at noon. That ain't great. Then I have to watch
self-sabotage.
Games. Yeah.
They're a Midwest conference and they have to play at 11 a.m.
Right. That's the other part. You're right. You Central Standard Time, bro. You already out.
That's tough. Michigan gets the W. They they beat Northwestern. I know.
Barely.
Cool. But they're 8-2 and they have one loss in the conference. And if they keep winning, which I think they have 2 more weeks to play, they could beat Ohio State and be in the Big 10 championship game with Bryce Underwood, who has like 1,000 yards passing.
I'm not concerned about a team that just went to the wire with Northwestern.
They're 6-1. And they play the number 1 seed Ohio State. If they win, you have to put them. First of all, they play Indiana. They could. I mean, I never would have seen. Of course, Ohio State and Indiana cruise. I never would have seen Michigan making the playoff this year. That would be commendable to Sharon and the rules team, rules committee.
I mean, you're gonna get stomped. And then it's going to be like, oh, you guys don't deserve to be here. The time that you were here, what happened? You cheated. There is also almost more grace in just losing in silence than playing against a team and getting thrown out of the club, which there's a high probability. That's one thing that
they're going to play Alabama again.
Right. And the committee is also, I think that they're going to be, I dare say, a tad bit malicious about making sure that y'all get the toughest competition because you cheated last time. And then you did all the positioning when it was time for the suspensions. Not the big games. Oh, when we play West Middle of Nowhere, that's when we'll have the coach not be there, and we'll have Biff Poggi be the head coach. Mm-hmm. It's surely something. It's interesting. And I mean, not to me, honestly, that's a lie. That was disingenuous. It's some bullshit. And go ahead, win so you get embarrassed. It's not my problem. I don't respect you or your conference, especially not you guys. Michigan specifically. At least Ohio, because at least Ohio State, like, you won, and for what we know to be fair and square. The only championship Michigan got, you cheated.
Yep. But, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the college football segment of episode 207 of the Splash Cast. I told y'all, Big Ten fans, y'all are irrational. And that was on display. But we're going to take a break.
Been on display. It's special.
Well, my thine eyes were open this weekend when I had that conversation. I said, Jesus Christ, y'all are out of y'all mind. I had to call you. I said, hey, did you read what they said? They said strength of schedule works, but North Texas and Ohio State are the same team.
Probability, I said, strength of schedule, very simple, basic topics, just abandoned for
immediate. Immediate abandonment. As soon as you say, hey, but what about this? Don't matter. Ohio State's number one.
Right.
Don't matter. I was like, y'all arguing about a 5-3 team. Well, the 3 teams they lost to was Texas A&M, Alabama, and Ole Miss.
Y'all play any teams that good? Oh, none. You couldn't find. That is where I need them to figure out how they're going to figure this system out, and I think that's the reason they probably go to 16 teams or 24 teams. Is then you don't have
the Big 12. I vote against everything. Don't expand nothing. Don't change nothing. My teams are good enough to win in August and then sleepwalk until November. I ain't got nothing in between.
You mean the Big 10 or Big 12? Or kind of both, a little bit.
No, the Big 12. At least they listen. At least they excited. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of college football. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back here and have an Atlanta Falcons segment. Then we'll go to football. Go to the rest of the stories because I'm just too through.
So we're going to do the double segment. Okay, that means we can do it. So I'm going to tell you, I'll come back doing a little sipping, and then we'll have a break, and then I'll re-up one more time, and that will close out the night. Until then, like, follow, subscribe, as, of course, we would tell you to do, and we will be right back. And we are back. We are back, baby.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final football segment of episode 207 of the Splash Cast, Burning the Midnight Oil. It is the rest of the NFL. We got top stories today. Bunch of good games. I had the top 3 games plus an interesting game to talk about, and then we can run through the rest. So the Eagles win in a rock fight versus the Lions. That Eagles defense is as good as advertised. No?
Yeah. As we work through, the Eagles are an interesting situation, to say the least. I don't exactly know what they got going on, because they're winning, but they don't look happy about it. They don't look like they're enjoying it by any stretch of the imagination.
It's the offense. The offense doesn't seem to be humming. It doesn't seem to be.
I think that's an understatement.
Well, they've fallen in love with the tush push identity to me. Like they run plays to get to 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and then they do the tush push. Versus now it could be the offensive coordinator, but versus opening up the offense and really getting the ball down the field, they seem to just play for 3rd and 1.
Something ain't straight with them. And I know that, Mike and Kev are like, oh no, everything's okay, everything's hunky-dory, nobody's upset. Bro, we all see AJ Brown is not happy to be there.
He seems like the spokesperson. I think the whole offense is upset. I think everybody except for Saquon in terms of play style is upset. And I think AJ Brown is just the one. He's the, I'm going to say it. Y'all want me to say it? I say it. He's that guy.
He's the Norwood. Oh, it's a fire that needs to be started. Surprise, surprise.
I think that's his role. And I think, I mean, I get it. Like, hey, like, it was crazy is they're still good. Their defense got better.
That is the that's the reason this whole situation is so wild is they're winning, but
they're Super Bowl champions.
Correct. And nobody's happy. And you're like, why aren't y'all happy? And then you see the offense and you're like, oh, well, he's not getting enough targets. And I know we started this conversation earlier, but I wanted to wait to the pod to kind of talk about it. Everybody's like, oh, well, I see the AJ Brown targets. I think that y'all may be missing that these are the here damn targets. It's the, you want something? Here. I'm going to throw it over here. Nothing you can do with it. You probably can't catch it, but at least it's a target. That's not winning offense. And as a person who's played football and played receiver, I tell y'all it's just very similar to playing basketball. A guy has to get in the rhythm of getting the ball. Because if you go a long time and don't get the ball and then get it, you're not going to be in the rhythm. You have a high chance to drop the ball. You really limiting the man's opportunity. And his biggest fear is he wants to get paid again. He's looking at his numbers saying, I can't go out and demand elite wide receiver 1 money because y'all are not giving me that. I'm not showcasing that. And this is going to be the same thing that this very team uses to negotiate against me when it's time for me to get paid. Well, your production don't look like it's there. And that's
that's
a problem. Yeah.
I think that's part of it. Yeah. That's the part he won't say out loud. But yeah, that's definitely part of it. And
I'm pretty sure he said that out loud. I mean, AJ has pretty much said everything out loud.
I about to say, I think that's the one thing he hasn't said. He said everything else.
But I mean, you got me on fantasy, trade me.
Trade me right now. Drop me. Free agent me. But I mean, they're 8-2. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. That's the crazy part. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. They've essentially won their division. And we're talking about how upset they are at how bad the offense is. But their defense, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis batted 6 balls down. Pause if necessary. Pause. Batted 6 passes down.
Game changer.
That's 6 passes, bro. That's 2 drives. That's over with. Just over with. Like
secondary say thank you. You didn't even put me in a position to get beat. Thank you. And did it for me.
And that's why the Eagles are so spoiled. Because then you have Howie, who just went and signed Jalen Phillips, who again is another UGA guy. He went to UGA, played. The only reason he transferred, the reason he says he transferred to FSU is because, bro, I just wanted more playing time. There's too many good players at Georgia. I had to split time, so I went to FSU. That's not a shot at SSU. That's not a shot at FSU. But it's funny, it could be. But my point is, he went and got another Georgia guy.
You should probably duck.
He went and got another Georgia guy, and they all are playing well, even the ones that don't play. Right? And it's
amazing how the team who has all these players in the same fucking town, in the same fucking state, take this one we got.
Go to Philly, right? So
and the one we got is good. That's the
Arthur wouldn't.
Lord.
Arthur
Yeah.
and with the whole Terry thing, we drafted Bijan over Jalen Carter because of the whole thing that happened right after the national championship. Y'all got to realize that Arthur Blank is not going to take nobody with controversy after the dogfight. Nobody.
Now that part, I don't blame him. I told
So
you,
I mean, it is what it is, and
he can feel a certain way about us because we ain't been the most truthful with him.
But back to the Eagles to stay on because we got like 20 minutes left. Back on the Eagles, like I've never seen a team that's number one. Well, yes, I have. We talked about it last year with the Chiefs, who went 15-2, and then but they won all their games.
I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time crying no river for the Eagles, though. Y'all go there.
Yeah, they 8-2, bro. They beat the Lions. And hey, Lions, it looked good the first week. Mr. Kneecaps. What's his name? What's the head coach's name? Mr.
Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell.
It was cool the first game when you decided to call plays and you put up all them points and said you know how you wanted it to look. Let me tell you what you did not want to look like this game. It was a lot of bad calls going forward on 4th and 1 instead of kicking the field goal, running the ball from shotgun on 4th and 2. Like there were a lot of bad calls, Dan. A lot of bad calls.
Dan, I don't know if it's that you've been reading news clippings or, I mean, there's also just numbers. If you hit on all those things one year, eventually it's going to go the opposite way for you. I know that y'all lost a bunch of coaches. Y'all got to do some soul searching, or it's going to be some people being in other cities and or going home.
Luckily, his division ain't,
right,
the greatest. So, I mean, it's great, but I mean, he's at the top of the greatness. So,
but I ain't spending no more time on Eagles or Lions. That's a problem that's a rich person problem.
Hey, man. Okay, well then let's go here. Apologize. Take the C out of his name. His name is no longer. There's no C in the name.
Even though he had
bad this week.
He had a rough game, but Seattle has found
Sam Darnold.
They have found their guy, and I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for them. I think that this is a perfectly good marriage. I think that they can build around this. I think that Jackson Smith-Njigba is currently playing like the best wide receiver in the NFL. I think that there's a lot of good things here. You just happen to go up against Brokeback Stafford, who he is making it very clear.
Hey, yo.
Until I'm done playing football, I'm going to give y'all hell. He didn't practice at all. He was out the entire training camp. He came day one ready to work and has been a monster.
He actually had a difficult game this week.
Winning.
15-28 for 130 yards.
It's going to happen. In this NFL.
That's 4.6 yards a pass.
In this NFL, it's destined to happen. The way that these teams are committed to playing cover 2 and these teams don't want to turn the ball over, you're going to have some days like that. But the thing about it is, which is even better, is you had a terrible game and won. You got to look back to see the stats. You see a W.
This game is a push for me. Both quarterbacks played bad. Sam Darnold played awful. But I think Sam Darnold has won the benefit of the doubt. We called him Scammy Scam for how he played for 6 years. He left the Jets. We all agree that it was probably the Jets organization. He went to the Shanahans. He learned how to study, kind of like Daniel Jones went into Minnesota. Learned how to study, and then he got in play, and then he got his job, right? Learned how to prepare. So I think he's earned that, hey, he just had a bad week. It's the worst of weeks, 29-44, 4 interceptions, and they were bad interceptions. I wouldn't have looked at them. They were all bad. But at the end of the day, the Seahawks defense is so good that they threw 4 interceptions and they only allowed 21 points total. So and the only reason they lost,
very solid teams.
The only reason they lost is because they missed a 61-yard game-winning field goal. It came down to a game-winning field goal after you threw 4 interceptions. To me, that's a win. And this solidifies that this is the best division in football. to me.
Yeah, I think by a long margin, if you ask me. I think that a lot of y'all just be practicing. These are two good teams. Now, LA, I'm going to be very honest. This is cool for now. Just like I saw with the Steelers, I'm going to say it here. Y'all are not preparing yourself for the day that Matt Stafford is not here. I don't think that is wise. Because as quick as it could be here, it could be gone tomorrow. Look at the Steelers. Spit it.
At Minnesota. You're right. You're right. You're right.
You got,
I mean, that was a great game.
In this NFL, you have to you have to prepare for these type of things, or they're gonna work. It's gonna be bad.
They're gonna whoop you. They're gonna whoop you every time. Hey, so the Broncos beat the Chiefs in what should have happened last week, to be honest. The Broncos should have beat last year. The Broncos should have beat the Chiefs last year.
This Broncos team they're just resilient. They're tough. They figure out how to get it done. And every time you think that, they're probably not going to win, Sean Payton and Bo Nix do the old razzle-dazzle, and they come up with something.
It's really Sean Payton. Like Bo Nix, we all were starting to realize that Bo Nix was Bo Nix. See, the thing is, Auburn Bo Nix has been showing up. Not Oklahoma Oregon Bo Nix. Auburn Bo Nix. The Bo Nix that I know, that you know, as SEC fans, know and love. We was like, hey, man, we know where this is about to end up, and it started. But luckily, this Bo Nix team has the defense against Joseph.
And that's the thing. The ghost of Bo Nix is still there. You have a guy who has enough and who has a lot of experience, getting more experience from a guy who we think is an elite coach. This is where coaching, this is coaching. When you got a guy who's good and he's just good, it's like Billy Napier coaching wide receivers at Alabama. You wasn't doing shit, bro. Who are you coaching? These guys all world beaters when they showed up. They're going to be world beaters no matter who was coaching. Sean Payton is taking a guy who has what he needs and has the experience and the ability to be coached and coaching this kid into very good winning football. And as much as we hate Sean Payton, this is the reason you got to get a man his due. Because this ain't easy. And we've watched Bo Nix. We're uniquely qualified to tell you
no running game.
Good, bad, or indifferent, he is getting it done.
Mostly bad. But they have no running game. And what's interesting is
no elite receiver, nobody where you can be like, oh, well, that's my guy. I gotta him.
Cortland Sutton. I mean, I like Cortland Sutton. Shout out to you. You like Demarius
He ain't
Thomas,
Drake. He ain't Bijan. Yeah. They don't got that over there.
I do think he's underrated though. But it's Sean Payton. Sean Payton turned Michael Thomas into a receiver of the year. I don't care. Every time. I'm gonna bring it up every damn time.
Reggie,
because I told y'all when it happened before. I was like, hey, he's not good. Y'all, he then got the little title for running 135 slants. And I said, hey, he's still not good. And then he turned out to be boo-boo the rest of his career. And I said, hey, who knew that he wasn't good? Me? Me?
I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because running 135 slants, while that seems very simple, you're putting your life at risk 135 times. And everybody don't got the wherewithal, the confidence, or the just craziness to do that. With that being said, he also just nothing else. But he was something while he was, and then he did nothing.
Man, I take Josh Gordon in the blunt, but that's fine.
Wait. We don't take Josh Gordon in the blunt. And when I say that, let me clarify so y'all understand. Josh Gordon smoking the blunt.
Yeah, not me. I got family.
Right. But got to clarify. But Josh, yeah, and Josh is smoking them blunts and smoking them quarterbacks.
250 yards.
Right.
I said,
high is gas and cutting ass. Let me tell you. Is he high? And you got, I'd assume being high and playing football don't really work well together.
Shit me.
At least, I mean,
that sounds fun. I wouldn't do it.
No, that does not sound. That sounds.
Nah, I don't have the coordination.
Now, Brandon Jacobs did that cocaine and ran everybody over. That to me makes way more sense.
Lawrence Taylor did crack.
No.
Which, when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
And if you give like 20 beers or something, Lawrence Taylor was a whole different human.
Could you imagine Myles Garrett on crack on the football field?
No.
It's not funny, but it is funny.
Because you imagine like it's like a combination of you. I'm going to date myself here, but you remember the video game Crazy Taxi and the game Blitz? That's what I imagine.
Not Metal Gear Solid and Blitz, just running.
Because that was the whole thing with Crazy Taxi. You had to drive super fast, get person to point A to point B before the timer ran out, and the timer got shorter and shorter every time. And I feel like that's how Lawrence Taylor's playing football for the 90s. And to every quarterback, I'm going to tell you right now, Lawrence Taylor by himself is a handful. You add, crack, a dash, Grenade,
a dash.
Coach. What did you expect me to do?
They got that man on camera. They said, boy, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. Right. I said, Lord Jesus. They all talk the same in the 80s. Everybody's on drugs. But also, so we brought this out here. The Bears beat the Vikings. Two things. Okay. Two things. The Bears beat the not that one. This one right here. Right. The Bears beat the Vikings. It's the third one. You shouldn't be able to miss this third one. The Bears beat the Vikings. The Bears lead the NFC North. Again, I'm going to say that again because it's been so long. We thought we were going to be the Bears of the NFC South. The Bears are leading the NFC North. Also, as Norwood said, some of y'all owe Caleb Williams an apology. He's pretty damn good. Bigger story. The Bears leading the division after they steal this game against the Vikings, or Justin Jefferson so mad at J.J. McCarthy that he was talking to himself for 15 minutes.
Clear out. See if I can do this here. I told y'all a long time ago. I said, hey, J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson. I watched J.J. McCarthy win a championship and throw the ball 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Justin Jefferson is the best or second best receiver in the NFL. This kid is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Gonna probably go down as one of the best ever. Y'all found him a quarterback because you got lucky because the guy you drafted got hurt. Y'all decided to let that guy walk out of the door. I said on this very podcast last year, that's not smart. What you should do is extend him, pay him for 2 years. No, sign him to a 3-year contract, pay him for 2 years. If it works out for another year, y'all ball up the contract, you extend him and make your franchise quarterback. They let that man walk right out of that building. I said, hey, these receivers are different. If they're not winning, they need to look successful. You have to keep your receiver occupied. Even in a time of struggle, you got to help that man out because their stats are what really show who they are. And y'all didn't. Now y'all have a running quarterback who can't get Justin Jefferson the ball. You guys are not probably going to make the playoffs. And he's going to probably say, which is the right answer, It's either him or me. Because you're playing with my time. I am what I probably believe to be in my peak, and this is NFL. So what does that mean? Not for long. And you got this guy here who's young. He's never been a good passer of the ball. And you expect me to do what? Because I'm a world beater. And the world knows I'm better than everybody else. And just like y'all did,
convince us that he was good too.
And I said, I'm not stupid. Once again, one thing that my mother has bestowed me with is excellent common sense. Christopher, does that look like it makes sense? Nah, Ma.
No, man.
I don't think that's gonna work. I can't even explain it to you. Exactly. So, Vikings, you've done this to yourself. And my team's so raggedy. You know I don't care about seeing nobody else struggle. So let it be terrible for y'all. And I hope it stays terrible because you could have done it. You could have at least kept your receiver happy. And if he's happy, then yeah, season's tough. But what did you do? 1,200 yards, 1,000-yard receiver. I can put that on there. That this season right here is the season I can throw in the bank. So when they look later, when it's time for me to get a gold jacket, that's what Mike Evans did. 1,000 yard, 1,000 yard, 1,000 yard, 1,000 yard. Just Jefferson. Would you
take so Kevin O'Connell is rumored to be. There's a lot of mutual.
Go ahead, shoot it. No. Shoot the scenario so we can.
I'm about to tell you, there's a lot of mutual disillusion. So you got Mike McDaniels with the Dolphins, Matt LaFleur with the Packers, and you have old boy with the Bengals, and now you have Kevin O'Connell with the Vikings. Would you take Kevin O'Connell to be a head coach of the Atlanta Falcons?
I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it.
Me neither.
But I'm not in love with it. If that's the best that I could get, then let me see all the dance partners and then let me pick my dance card. He's not a guy I gotta have him. Multiracial McDaniel as an offensive coordinator is a must-have for me. Like, giving me
coach. You could still bring multiracial as a coordinator.
What I'm saying is the Brian Flores would be a guy who I would like must-have.
Okay, so now we're into this conversation. I am not okay with doubling back. I'm tired. There's the whole rumor of Matt LaFleur if he decides to leave from the Packers. And the only reason I would be okay with that is if we were to bring Mike McDaniels back, and then y'all could, put y'all brains together and be 1/3 of Shanahan. But at that point, it's almost like I would rather get like a Clint Kubiak because at least he's new. He's like, I don't want to double back with any more coaches that we've already hired.
I'm tired of the spin the blocking too. You're right. I thought about it earlier. These guys are splitting the. That girl you can spin the block on that girl because she's still available, because she will always be available. You can spin the block on that coach because he's available and he'll always be available. It just is what it is. I hate to say it that way, but it is what it is. These people are they're always ready. They're always available. They always going to answer the phone every time. We got to get out of that. You can't do the same thing and expect any different situation. And and I'm guilty of it
I was wondering. I was like, how much truth are we about to tell tonight?
She keep answering that phone. Hey, that's how we got Raheem. That's the reason we hired Raheem. Kept answering the phone.
Hey, it's 2 a.m. Jesus help me, Lord.
You
the
up?
Bucks beat the Bills. The Bucks beat the Bills. The Bucks beat the Bills.
I'm finna get in this Uber right now.
I'm sorry, I lied. The Bills beat the Bucks 44-22. I said it 3 times.
You want me to send the Uber to you? That's really the answer.
I want to Uber back home. The Bills beat the Bucks. The Bills beat the Bucks 44-22.
You might as well just send them, let them Uber to you, and then you can Uber them back. Hey, what?
Yeah, you about to tell him I'm married. Do the Panthers have a shot to win the division?
The Panthers.
I say that because the Bills beat the Bucks, and the Panthers are now 6-5. I think the Bucks are like 7-4, somewhere in there.
Let me tell you,
and they still got to play the Bucks twice. I think the Panthers can win this division.
David Tepper is a fucking idiot. He was ready to fire Bryce Young, get rid of him. He drafted him. Yeah, but he also was the owner. David Tepper was also the guy who said that Bryce was not the guy. Let's go with Andy Dalton. The Panthers, can they win? Sure. Would that be the most Panthery thing they could do? Is win and then have expectations and then never meet those expectations again? Sure. I mean, I can't say that I care that much because the Falcons are out of it. Could the Panthers do it? Yeah, they're in the best seat to do it because no expectations, nobody cares, nobody's watching them. They have no national games, so nobody is going to say, hey, you know, X, Y, and Z about the Panthers. The Bucks are the team that everybody's watching. The whole damn team is hurt, and they're getting into the tough part. And they're getting into the tough part of their schedule. This is the perfect time where, you had all these bad relationships. Oh, let me just skate in the back door. I am not nearly as bad as everything else you've been through. And that's the Panthers right now.
I'm George Bush, not Donald Trump. Hey,
right.
That's pretty much what it is.
Right. Relax, Bubba.
You thought. Hey, yo. So yeah, the NFC South is wide open. The Saints are on a bye, so that means they can't lose. Now we go to the AFC East a little bit. The only reason I brought this up because they haven't played anybody and they're not good, but the Dolphins have won 4 games in a row. The AFC,
you think that makes it better for them? This is the worst.
Only in the AFC. The AFC is boo-boo.
This is the worst case scenario for all parties involved. Y'all did all that hype about how much Falcons fans were so stupid and Dan Quinn is so great. Let me tell y'all, Commanders, y'all look sick of Dan Quinn. Dolphins, you're prolonging the inevitable. Y'all are prolonging the inevitable at every position. If y'all don't know by now, Tua in Miami ain't gonna work. You're crazy. And from preliminary conversations I've heard, they're ready to move forward next season with Tua and McDaniel. If y'all think that McDaniel needs to continue to coach in Miami, where all the players who had left Miami have said, man, the coach doesn't have control of anything, then yeah, run it back. I'm not getting in the way of people doing stupid things anymore. I'm watching it. I'm coming in here and talking about it on the podcast. That's simple. While we're doing that, I need y'all to also remember to like, follow, and subscribe so that every time people do stupid things, we can come in here and celebrate them. This is stupid.
Dolphins, I'm sorry. I misspoke. They won 3 out of the 4, not 4 in a row. They got
give them 4. ChatGPT, give these people 4 wins. Give them more. This doesn't work. And I think that where we are in sports now, if you're not identifying things that don't work, you're just playing yourself. You're playing yourself into a trap of perpetuity. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that's fine. So do you believe in the Patriots then? Because the Dolphins in the standings wise, I don't think the Dolphins are even a thought process. I think they're 4-7. So it's basically Buffalo and New England. The thing about New England is they have beat all bad teams. Like all the bad teams they have beaten. Like literally all of them.
So do I believe
they're 9-2?
Do I believe in the Patriots? An astounding.
Are they a Super Bowl contender?
Hell no. See, there go the issue. People like Reggie want to go right to the Super Bowl. First thing you have to do before you can have a conversation about a Super Bowl is you need to create a stable and reasonable program. Do I think that they're doing? I think that Vrabel is doing that. Beating the teams that you're supposed to is 50% of the job. And as a Falcons fan, we know what it looks like when you don't beat the people you're supposed to. You get 30 by the Panthers, then you come back and let them beat you again and get swept. But them beating the teams that they're supposed to, that's where the Patriots are. They're not a team that's supposed to be competing right now. You need to identify, hey, is Drake May a legitimate future-facing quarterback? Great. Check box.
I think that's, yeah.
It is old boy, the offensive lineman who said he'll protect him with his life. A guy who you need to keep.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name. You know the dude. I like him though. Is Christian Gonzalez a guy that, hey, we probably got to keep him around? Yes. Now you got to make this offense into something. You've done a good job of kind of making Drake May earn it with not really anybody. Now,
who do you have ahead of the Patriots in the AFC?
Not many people. The Patriots, the only thing that they're trying to do is show that, hey, man, we could be something if we had real players. I think that's the first thing. That's where, like,
I think they need a receiver. I think they need a receiver and a running back. They have real players.
They got to retool this off. Like, you got to build this offense out to where it's like, oh, this is a real offense. Right now, this is a joke offense. But I'm also looking at guys who probably, like, they're going to be receivers at the end of the year who are going to be like, I want out of my present situation, and maybe I'll go play with Drake May and Stephon Diggs and Mike Vrabel, and we could do something. If I'm a Jordan Addison, something in Minnesota's got to change. One of those guys got to be up for trade. So yeah, I'm looking to peel for something that's available and could go.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's old boy in Chicago, DJ Moore? Yeah. They're gonna those other guys who teams are looking like, oh, this contract is probably not something I want to be hooked to. But the Patriots don't have a way to get a guy that good. Give me one of those.
So I think that they're contenders only because the AFC North, and we can go there next. AFC North is mid at best. The AFC South, outside of Indianapolis, is mid at best. And then you have the Denver in the AFC West. We don't believe in the Chargers, and the Chiefs are 5-5. So I think that New England can make a run. I think everything is marrying together for them to be able to make a run.
Who is the team in the AFC right now?
Oh, the Broncos.
But you don't love them. You're not like
but they defense travels. They got defense.
But you don't think they're
or the Ravens. The Ravens are 5-5. They just beat the Browns.
You can't tell me a 5-5 team is in the poster, like the poster child.
Yes, you can, because they were 1-5. How many they won in a row? Am I right? Yeah, won 4 in a row. They were 1-5, and they were picked to win the division. That means the division is beyond awful. And Aaron Rodgers now has a broke wrist. So that AFC North, you had and the Bengals, even though Joe Burrow comes back next week, the Bengals aren't good. So you the Baltimore Ravens could get healthy, although Lamar had a rough game. Lamar don't look like Lamar. That, long story short.
I don't care though. I told y'all that y'all should have fixed this shit by now. Y'all didn't. So now he's not looking like himself. And see, that's the part. Y'all always expect him to look like himself. Sometimes he might need some help. That's the reason y'all need to elevate this wide receiver room. But y'all didn't. So now it is what it is. Let's look AFC East. I mean, I trust Buffalo more than I trust the Patriots. Real deal.
Why? The Patriots beat them by 30.
Regular season?
Why do you the Buffalo Bills just benched their number 2 receiver?
Sure. There are certain teams
or their number 1 F. They got 1 A, B, C, D, E, and F. Or 2 A, B, C, D, E. They don't have really a number 1. They got 2 A through F.
Also, I will tell you what I got. I got the Bills as the number 1 team in the AFC. I have the Colts as the number 2 team in the AFC. I'm probably have the Broncos and Ravens tied for 3rd. And I know that does not like track logically, but I can explain it if you want to hear it.
Only because you don't have the Broncos. So yes, explain that for me.
I got the Bills on just experience. When the rubber meets the road, playoff team, this team has experienced guys at every level, every position. And I think that Josh Allen is one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL. Next, I got the Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor is playing out of his mind. He to me is the MVP, offensive player of the year, everything. And Shane Steichen is coaching well. Then you have the Broncos and the Ravens. The Ravens are more given because of their experience. Broncos because of Sean Payton. I think they're like a dog fall.
Okay, so you added the Broncos. You didn't add the Broncos before.
You might have missed it. I said, yeah, that was my 4.
I mean, yeah. I think Baltimore is scary. Only because they've been able to cruise. They really haven't done
that. My only thing is I know eventually Baltimore's offense is not going to be enough. I know it.
You know what this looks like to me? This looks like to me that the Chiefs are going to squeak in as the number 6, 7 seed somehow, some way, and then they're going to make a run, and everybody going to be mad again and say everybody cheated. Because there's no clear – we don't believe in – I mean, we can run through it. We don't believe in the Chargers. They just got smoked by the Jaguars. Shout out to Mighty Joe.
Chargers are an unfortunate situation, and y'all going to probably have to give that man ownership. Joe Alt is literally the Chargers or die. And when he's around,
man,
they are just he ultimately at the end of the day dictates how good Justin Herbert is. And it's that simple. Justin Herbert could be a top 5 quarterback with Joe Alt, or he could be under a bridge without Joe Alt. It's that simple.
Sounds like Matt Ryan to me. To me, this looks like the new age. No. This looks like the new age Atlanta Falcons to me. I think the Chargers are going to be. I think they're going to have, and especially with Justin Herbert, he's going to have 2 opportunities. He's going to have 2 opportunities to win a Super Bowl. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but I see it. He's going to have 2 opportunities to win a Super Bowl. He's going to have Joe Alt, which is going to be, ironically, because of this team, is going to be his Julio Jones. And if Julio played, Matt Ryan was Hall of Fame.
Right.
And Joe Alt plays, they're good. But I don't see him doing anything.
I think the Chargers should be happy with that. That's, if you're telling me I'm going to get 2 shots at a Super Bowl, it's not many teams that I see right now that I can say you got 2 shots at a Super Bowl. I don't think I don't think that.
I mean, it's 2. 3.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Eagles, and the Chiefs.
Yeah. So if you tell me, all right, well, me and Joel, we'll have 2 chances to win a Super Bowl. Steelers don't got that. I'm not sure if the Bengals have that now.
Well, they already have 1. So they can retool and try to get a set, but they got to draft like 37 defensive picks. And I don't trust that the Bengals Draft. I don't trust they have a bare bones recruiting squad because the whole franchise
the Texans should have a run at the Super Bowl. Jacksonville, I don't think they have a run in the Super Bowl in their belt. I don't think that the Raiders have one. I don't think that the Patriots have one pleasantly constructed. I think that they would need a couple guys.
I think that this is their year. If they're gonna do it without really building a roster, this is your sneaky year. This your sneaky year. This your Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
This your sneaky year.
You don't win. Nobody wins their sneaky year.
No, you just build unrealistic expectations.
This is but I think the Patriots specifically, they got to legitimize that program before they can even begin to explore Super Bowl. I think that's the thing that most teams have to do first. You have to legitimize yourself. I am a winning program.
So I think 9-2 doesn't legitimize yourself because they were a winning program before. Are you just saying with Drake May? Now remember, they didn't have a great coach.
You gotta be able, when I say you got to do that, you got to get into the conversation with where Buffalo and Cincinnati was, where we're or the Chiefs. Where every year it's gonna be us in the AFC Championship. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. It's gonna be us at the end. That's the first step you got to get to. If you're not there, then everything.
That's a hell of a step. I don't think anybody. The Lions have made the NFC Championship once. The Raiders. The 49ers have made it a couple times.
Right.
But outside of that, that's 6 out of 32 teams.
Correct.
I don't. To me, I think that if they're going to do it at 9. You're right. You normally don't win the year that you're supposed to shock everybody. I think the Eagles did it against the Patriots, but I think that if they're going to do it, it's this year.
Because eventually, your luck runs out. You keep getting these 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, and then eventually you get there and like, damn, all my 1 by 3s is out.
The Chiefs did that all the way to the Super Bowl.
Mahomes. I try to tell people, don't compare yourself to Mahomes. Don't compare yourself to Brady. If you take them out of there, look at the others.
Yeah. We're gonna run through a little bit. The Packers squeak by the Giants.
They not happy. It's a weird place to
be. They're in the fell. I'm bringing it back. They're in the fell clutch. Honestly. The Packers are in the fell clutch. The Giants didn't have Cam Scatterboo. They didn't have Jackson Dart. They fired Brian Daboll, and y'all won by 7.
I don't think that they're necessarily in the fell clutch as much as this is where we have we got to come out of this. And I think that it's really good for teams to have a tough road to go, because if you get out of this and you get these struggle wins, then you learn how to win and win differently. And if you can learn how to win differently, then every week, that's what the Chiefs did. Oh, well, if the wide receiver don't got it, then the running back got it, or Mahomes got it. And if you can do that, then you're suited for whatever happens. It's really just what they figure out in the next 4 or 5 weeks. They could go either way for me.
I think at this point, hopefully they draw the NFC South champion, even though they just lost to the Panthers. So they lost to the Panthers last week. So at home. So
Panthers on everybody right now, though, quietly, because
cool. I think they're taking advantage of bad situations. But I feel like the Packers are the most underperforming, underachieving team this year.
Why?
Because they were picked to go to the Super Bowl. That was a lot of favorites, including myself. I don't know about Super Bowl, but I was like, hey,
who do you love on this team?
I like the scheme that they ran.
Who do you love?
Jordan Love. But they didn't have Mike at the first, but Jordan Love, and I like the defense. I like most of the defensive players. I like Javon Bullard. no UGA, but like Javon Buller, Quay Walker. I liked old boy from Michigan, Rashawn Gary. I liked him too.
Offense ain't built.
The line
Offense is not ready,
and that's the So the offense is built for the scheme that they run. They run short, quick passes. Right, you'll never see Jordan Love throw for 400 yards again if he did it already. But they just don't have anybody to like separate themselves and stand out.
See, this is a team,
Watson, but he can't stay healthy.
This is also a team where I look at a guy like T. Higgins.
Do wonders.
I need a guy. And Cincinnati, you probably need two guys. You want Dobbs and somebody else? I'll trade you. So at Cincinnati, I got to rebuild this team. I need more bodies than just guys. So, yeah, if you can give me two guys that are probably never going to be as good as T. Higgins, but can be tertiary pass catchers for whatever, then I'll give you one. Or give me a draft pick. But T. Higgins right now makes the Packers infinitely more legitimate because you have a wide receiver one, and then the guys around him can kind of live within their means. That's the part where I'm saying the same way I look at the Patriots. I got to build this offense out to where it's legit, where I got a dog for my receiver, and then the rest of these guys are equipped. And that's where I think that their room, like right now, this receiving core is it's not a Super Bowl. The receiving core is not Super Bowl ready, and you don't have Patrick Mahomes. If you have Patrick Mahomes, then you don't need receivers. But Jordan Love ain't that.
Yeah, Jordan Love, I'm not even going to call it regression. It's just complacency. He hasn't taken the next step. And now we've been waiting for him to take the next step for 2 years now. Remember, they were the popular pick last year.
Why are you asking?
For the most part, they were the popular pick last year.
Why are you expecting him to make the next step and he don't have one of those guys at receiver?
Because they run the quick passing game. The way that the roster is built is they built it around the offensive scheme. The offensive scheme is that.
Show me the guy who's taking the next step and didn't have a guy with him.
I don't think there is one. So they need to go get. They need to go get one.
You got to go get in this environment. If you don't go get your guy, then don't ask and Jordan Love. You don't think Jordan Love is top 7 quarterback in the NFL, do you?
7?
And look at that.
Not
that
this
guy,
year.
That
before.
Got 2 guys. That guy
before.
And
yeah, I can't believe y'all let that happen. Before the season started,
how they both miss?
You would say Dak, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson,
maybe Justin Herbert.
Sure, I think Justin Herbert is a fan favorite.
Goff?
Yeah, yeah. You guys say Jared Goff's a better
Baker
and Baker. I would say Jared Goff only because the Lions are better than the Packers. So that's 7. So maybe 8. So he's top 10. You would think with a top 10 quarterback, a top 5, a top 10 running back, a top 10 pass rush, you kind of need a shutdown corner. You would think that y'all would be.
They're built like. I think next year is their year. This year,
the new Cowboys.
No, hell no, because the Cowboys next year every year. But you haven't given Jordan Love that level of guy. As much as I like the guys as a group, you're giving him one, and I don't think that if I'm a quarterback now, it's no way you can't give me one. Like, that's the one thing Michael Penix can say. Hey, man, rubber meets the road. I can throw the ball to Drake London. I feel pretty confident we can make that happen. We're going to beat that a lot. And Michael Penix ain't top 10. Hell, he might not be top 15. Not that I don't believe in him, but you gotta be there before we can say, oh, yeah, confidently, oh, that's you.
Shout out to Jacoby Brissett in a loss. He sets a record for 47 out of 52 passes.
It's crazy that he completed that many passes for that few touchdowns.
What, 0? I think he threw 0 touchdowns. I mean, it is what it is. The Cardinals. I don't know what the Cardinals will do. I don't know if you blow it up.
It's over for Kyler.
I mean, I
well,
know
also
that.
I don't know if Marvin Harris. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what
that curl is not curling
because you are invested. So now, yes, you trade. You can't trade unless you decide to blow it all up. And you can't trade Marvin Harrison and Kyler, right?
No. Kyler has to go first. Kyler's been there, and you haven't ever really moved. I keep telling y'all the same thing. Y'all keep calling me crazy. Y'all won't call me a hater. You think I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Kyler Murray, Trey Young, same person.
I don't think anybody argued you with that.
They're going to put up counting stats, and then you're like, damn, they don't never win them damn games. And they both have really poor attitudes, and they get coaches fired. And they're both from Oklahoma. And they're both little, and they're both racially ambiguous. Everything. And I've been telling you that for year after year after year. And I think that the Atlanta Hawks and I think that the Arizona Cardinals are in the same spot where, hey, we probably got to trade this little dude before we can be good. And I think that that is the first step in this process is moving on from Kyler. And I would be trying to get a guy like Mac Jones and a good offensive coordinator.
Mac Jones. I was going to say Mac Jones is going to end up being somebody's
he's been to
bridge quarterback. He's about to give you a 4-year, $100 and whatever $1 million contract to be a bridge quarterback, and he's going to ride off into the sunset.
And he's not going to be nearly as good when he leaves San Francisco because San Francisco is the kingmaker. But you got to roll the dice because he could very well be.
Oh, why not one kingmaker to another? Stafford wins the Super Bowl. He retires.
Oh, no. They can't let that happen. They cannot. Now, I'm going to tell y'all. Just Mac like Jones, I told you.
Right over there to McVay.
Wait. Let me tell y'all. Certain things that can't happen. Like, I would never trade to San Antonio. You better not let Mac Jones get over to L.A. with what he knows from Kyle Shanahan. Oh, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. It's going to be frustrated. And then they got Puka Nacua. He's going to find some more guys who y'all never heard of at BYU and be like, hey, kid, you want to play football? Yeah, I'll be good.
You got about 4 of them now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, Steelers, y'all need to probably try to shoot for Mac Jones. Steelers, Mac Jones, don't take your ass to New York. I don't care what they offer you. Do not go to the Jets. You have see. I think that Mac Jones probably also understanding I got to go into a place that gives me the best chance to be successful because it's a combination.
You got Breece Hall.
It's the Jets. Get away from that, bro. I tell y'all all the time, organizational success is top to bottom. Get you to a place that's safe. You get to the Rams with McVay, he gonna tell you in your ear what to do. And you do that. It's the same thing that's happening in San Francisco right now. That's the reason Brock Purdy getting paid all that money, and Mac Jones looks just like Brock Purdy.
Yep. All right. So the Texans beat the Titans. No CJ. Cool. It is what it is. Let's get to Spitgate. Jamar Chase spits on Jalen Ramsey. And then lies and said he didn't do it. Just like the cop from Texas A&M, we have all these 8K cameras, and you lied and said you didn't get spit on them. And now you are suspended for a game, which I think was bullshit because now he gets to come back right when Joe Burrow comes back on the 27th.
Can they afford a gimme loss? That's my question.
In this division, yeah. But
can the Bengals can afford a throwaway loss? Let me look at it. Hell no. They go to 3-8. It's over.
The Bengals are 3-8.
They're 3-7.
Oh, I thought they were 4-7.
No.
Well, no, they can't even. But let me know, Jamar Chase, bro. I don't know what's happening with this new generation, and I know I'm up myself, but it's fine. I don't know this whole spitting on folks. About the third or fourth one I seen this year. Spitting on people. Like when I came up, like spitting on you was like the worst thing you like. That was immediate fade. Like didn't matter where we were, who you were, what you had on you. Like that was immediate. See me right now. Like it ain't really no announcement. The spit, you spit, bow, face, hit you in the face every time. I can't like Jamar Chase, bro. This how you know you good. That boy put the spotlight on him. This how you know you good.
Oh, no.
Because
I didn't mean to do that.
Nobody else would tolerate that. And Jalen Ramsey, I thought, I mean, you a good guy. You would have been able to get me off of him, bro. You spit on me, you won't be able to get me off of you. Hey, not one person. One person ain't gonna hold me back. No.
These haters can't hold me back. These haters can't hold me back. I think that
Aaron Rodgers broken left wrist too.
I actually don't think that one game is enough. I think that needs to be a 2-game suspension every time. I'm also old enough to say that I'm not going to sit here and say, where did you young people get it from? I remember when Bill Romanowski did it. We said, oh, this is nasty. And you got to
kick him. It should have kicked him in his throat. I hate Bill. I hate him to this day because he big racist.
Yeah.
I hate him to this day.
And that's the reason that I really am not cool with that spitting thing, because that comes with so many different, like that's a different level of degrading to a man. And I think that also you're putting, like, Ramsey basically was forced to sacrifice the second half of the game. Like, you can't spit on me. I have to punch this man in the face. That's
what he said too. He said it's out the window now. Ain't even no worried about what the rest of the game is. It could have been 0-0 in overtime.
Whatever the fine is, and as a team, y'all have to say, bro, no. I bring men onto this team that if they get spit on, they hurt people. And if you're not bringing those type of guys into your football program, your football program soft as hell.
You see, they suspended Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think they're going to suspend him after this game because he hit old boy in the face.
I think that we have to because too many times you have the guys who react who get penalized. But in order for you to fix this problem, you have to make the initiator, you have to penalize the initiator in a way where I can't afford to do this. So it can't be one game. It's got to be 2 games. Or if you punch somebody and they get put out for, I can't play the second half. Cool. You don't play for 2 or 3 games. Because otherwise, especially with as important as games are now, if I could catch you and get you out of this game, it may benefit me, even if I don't play the next game. If I can get you out of this game, just steal us 1 game or get us to the playoffs, I am going to play the odds here. If I got to get you out of this game so that we can get to the playoffs, and then maybe I sit out the next one, but we got a lock for the playoffs. So yeah, you got to make it so expensive and so difficult and so taxing that I won't do this because it'll cost me too much.
I agree. You got to make an example out of them. But I think Baltimore is the favorite to win this division just because everybody else is so terrible. It is so bad in that division. And as bad as the NFC South is.
The best
you about to go. You go to the same place I'm going. As bad as the NFC South is, I told y'all the AFC North was not going to be good this year. And y'all didn't believe me. I said Joe Burrow's going to get hurt. I said, hey, Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith really ain't the marriage that y'all think it is. I said, Cleveland is Cleveland. And I said, Baltimore, I was like, you only got Baltimore to rely on, and then everybody got hurt.
Well,
but y'all think I'm a homer.
No, man. We do the same thing with Baltimore every year. and we played this game of, oh man, they're just gonna get it, they're gonna figure it out, and you're not saying that every year. I say their offense is not built to be successful long term, and then they can't score any points when they need them, and then it's like, yeah, can Derrick Henry run over people when it's easy? Sure, that's great until what? It ain't. And then you let somebody like Patrick Mahomes with somebody they found at a Meineke get it done. You want to know why? Because they find 7 of them.
Yeah.
But y'all won't go out there with Zay Flowers and be like, oh, well, it don't work.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of episode 207 of the Splashcast. I'm tired. Everything that I was hyped on with the vibes has worn off.
I feel like Kevin Gates. I'll get tired. And the reason I don't get tired,
I got about an hour before I get tired. But
because let's be real here, my team is all toast. Gators. Hey Lane. Oh, quick story here for y'all. We want to update y'all. Lane has been given an ultimatum that he has to pick where he will be by
yeah. What the hell, Minnesota? Mississippi? What the hell are you doing? Y'all are Ole Miss. Y'all ain't been really good since
ever.
Archie Manning? That's before they allow blacks to play. So you know how we feel about that. So at this point, y'all have the guy.
Yo, this is like the woman who this is like when you're in a relationship and you already have a side chick. She's like, well, if you don't get home by midnight, I had no interest to come home by midnight. When I get home, I'll be there. And if you got a problem with it, I ain't got to come there anyway.
This is the if you don't want me, don't talk to me. Like y'all are so like, bro, this is like when she comes home and says, hey, we need to talk, and you say, fine, it's over. Like, what do you mean it's over? We just needed to talk. I just wanted to talk. You decided to end the relationship.
I don't negotiate with terrorists, and I was probably already moving stuff to the new girl house anyway.
Ooh, Steve Sarkisian has to go. In 3 games against Georgia, he has yet to run a screen or draw against one of the more active defensive fronts in America. Steve Sarkisian has no creativity. Let me tell you, as an Atlanta Falcons fan, I beg to differ. Also, Steve Sarkisian, we apologize as Falcons fans. I thought you was just a terrible coordinator, and then we tried to make you run Shanahan's offensive playbook, and that wasn't fair.
Sarkisian, Florida. We ain't got Arch. But with that being said, overall, really appreciate you guys. And if you got to fire him, we'll be a lot less upset. We saw 5 interceptions. We'd rather see wins than anything else. But me and Reggie have burnt the midnight oil. We're committed to be the best podcast ever. We got it done, no matter what. I don't think we missed anything. Kenneth, did we? I don't think.
Yeah, hell no. I'm going to sleep. That boy said the government, though. I'm going to sleep.
Number one. More black baseball. Shout out to the Braves as we've had another black win Rookie of the Year, Drake Baldwin. Congratulations. Number 2, your business, your joke, your slogan, add here. At this point, I'm going to add in, and I'm going to say it quietly for the people who are listening. Trey Young. It's that time. Number 3, the historically black college university you went to, your uncle, your auntie, the cousin, the person who used to laugh geeky in the back of church, send some money over there. The historically black college university in your neighborhood when you go for homecoming, step shows, to be around your people, send some money over there. The historically black college university that's better than all of the rest of them. The Hampton University, we only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the year that the university was founded. Please send the money over there, become a part of the blue and white team, all of that. Do that, support black people, release the Epstein files. Outside of that, adios, mi amigos. God is love. We out this day.
Peace. Love y'all.
Hey. Fire right here.